Hello, everyone. Sweet start to today's talk. And trust me, this one's going to completely change the way you reply when someone says thank you. Let's be honest. We all grew up learning that when someone says thank you, the polite and correct response is, "You're welcome," right? Teachers, parents, and even English books told us that's the golden rule. But here's the truth. In real-life American English, in daily conversations, at work, with friends, or even with strangers, people don't always say, "Kas," "You're welcome." In fact, sometimes saying, "You're welcome," can even sound a little bit odd formal, distant has, or odd cold kvalast, depending on the tone and situation. Wait, what? Yes, that's right. In many real-life conversations, Americans use other, more natural, more emotional responses that sound friendly, warm, and casual. And today, we're going to talk all about that. We'll go deep into why people don't always say, "You're welcome," what you can say instead, with tons of examples, how your tone changes the meaning, the difference between formal, friendly, and flirty replies. Yes, that's a thing too. And how to sound like a native speaker without sounding robotic or stiff. By the end of this video, you'll not only learn what to say instead of "you're welcome," but you'll also understand the and feeling behind those words. Because language is not just about words. It's about emotion, culture, and connection. Before we jump in, let me ask you two questions, and I want you to answer them in the comments box below. 1. When someone says thank you, what do you get to usually say? 2. Have you ever heard a native English speaker reply with something other than "You're welcome"? What was it? Drop your answers below. I love reading your comments, and who knows, I might even feature your answer in my next video. All right, let's get started. Why would anyone say that "you're welcome"? Let's start by understanding the why. Why would anyone say that "you're welcome" isn't the best reply to thank you? Here's the simple reason. In modern spoken English, especially in the United States, "you're welcome" sounds a little too traditional. It's not wrong, don't get me wrong, but it sometimes sounds like something you'd say when you're being extra polite or in a more formal setting. For example, customer, "Thank you for your help." Employee, "You're welcome." That's totally fine. But now imagine this. Friend, "Hey, thanks for grabbing me a coffee." You, "You're welcome." Sounds a bit stiff, doesn't it? It doesn't sound natural, warm, or casual. It sounds like you're responding to a customer, not a friend. That's the main reason native speakers often replace "you're welcome" with more relaxed, natural replies. In real life, Americans use words that feel emotionally balanced. Not too formal, not too distant. Let's break it down by situations so you can feel the difference. Dr. Awkward 1. Casual, everyday situations. Let's say you're hanging out with your friend in Los Angeles. You grab a coffee for them while ordering your own. Friend, "Hey, thanks, man." You. Now, instead of "You're welcome," you might say, "No problem," "No worries," "Anytime, sure thing." Got you. Of course. Don't mention it. Each of these has a slightly different vibe. Let's look at how they feel in real conversation. Example 1. Friend. Thanks for picking me up. You. No problem, meaning it was easy, not a big deal. Example 2. Friend. Thanks for helping me with my homework. You. Anytime, meaning I'd help you again in the future. You're a good friend. Example 3. Friend. Hey, thanks for the coffee. You. Of course, meaning naturally I'd do that for you. You're important to me. See the difference? Each reply shows a different level of warmth and friendship. And none of them sound robotic like, you're welcome. Natsakakati. 2. Workplace situations. Now in an office environment, especially in the United States, let's say New York, Chicago, or San Francisco, tone and formality matter a lot. If your boss says, "Thanks for finishing the report early," you could reply with, "No problem." Neutral, polite. Happy to help, friendly and professional. My pleasure, formal but warm. Glad I could help, humble and kind. Let's see how each one feels. Example 1. Boss, thanks for fixing the presentation slide. You, happy to help, professional, warm, and confident. Example 2. Client, we really appreciate your quick response. You, my pleasure, polite and respectful. Sounds like great customer service. Example 3. Teammate, thanks for covering my shift. You, no worries, man. Friendly, casual, shows teamwork. So again, you're welcome would fit, but it's not the only or best choice. Modern communication in American workplaces leans toward warm professionalism, showing you're kind but not overly formal. Nakartatsurai. 3. Family and personal relationships. Now let's make it more personal. Imagine your mom says, "Thank you for doing the dishes tonight," and you reply, "You're welcome." That sounds okay, but a little formal, right? Instead, you could say, "Sure thing, Mom. No problem." Got it. Don't worry about it. Anything for you. The phrase, anything for you, adds emotion. It's not just about politeness, it's about love and warmth. With family or people close to you, tone matters more than grammar. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Now let's talk about tone, the hidden element that changes everything. In English, the words you choose are only half the message. The tone you use gives it real meaning. For example, say you're welcome in 3 different ways. 1 cheerful tone. You're welcome, friendly and open. 2 flat tone. You're welcome, formal or cold. 3 sarcastic tone. You're welcome, passive aggressive. Same words, completely different feelings. That's why so many native speakers switch to more tone-flexible replies like, "No problem," or, "Of course." They sound natural in more situations, and they carry warmth even without effort. In American culture, people value equality and informality. When you say "you're welcome," it can sometimes create a small distance, like you're above the person who said, thank you. But when you say, no problem, it makes you feel like equals, like, hey, don't worry, we're good. That's why no problem and no worries became so popular. They sound chill, friendly, and down to earth. So it's not just about grammar. It's about culture and attitude. Oster Cost 5. Real-life examples from the U.S. Let's bring this alive with real U.S. scenes. Scene 1. Coffee shop, New York. Customer. Thanks for the latte? Barista. No worries. Have a great day. Scene 2. Office, Chicago. Manager. Hey, thanks for staying late yesterday. Employee. Of course. I wanted to make sure everything was ready. Scene 3. Grocery store, Los Angeles. Customer. Thanks for helping me find this item. Cashier. My pleasure. Glad you found it. Scene 4. Neighborhood, Texas. Neighbor. Thanks for mowing the lawn while I was out. You? No problem, man. It was nothing. In each of these, you're welcome would sound okay, but not natural. Native speakers prefer variety and emotional warmth. Naraka 6. Psychological side. The power of words. Here's something most people don't realize. The words you use after thank you shape how others feel about you. If you say, yeah, you're welcome, in a cold tone, it might sound like you're doing a job, not helping from the heart. If you say, no problem, it shows kindness. If you say anytime, it shows loyalty. If you say my pleasure, it shows genuine joy. So each small change in your reply can send a huge emotional message. Sasa 7. How to choose the right reply. Here's a simple rule. Situation. Best reply. Feeling. Formal office client. My pleasure. / happy to help. Professional plus warm. Friendly, friends, classmates. No problem. / anytime. Casual plus kind. Close relationships. Of course, anything for you. Loving plus personal. Service situations. Glad to help. / sure thing. Respectful plus helpful. Now imagine how natural your English will sound when you match your reply to the moment. 8. Common mistakes learners make. Let's quickly go over some mistakes many English learners make. Saying, "You're welcome, sir." Too often in friendly situations. Sounds robotic. Instead, use "no problem, sir," or "glad to help." Saying, "You're welcome" with no smile or tone sounds cold. Add warmth with tone. "You're welcome." Overusing one phrase. People notice. Mix it up. Use "no worries." "Sure thing." "Of course," depending on who you're talking to. Nari 9. Listening practice. Hear the difference. Let's practice in your mind. I'll say thank you and imagine how you'd reply. Thank you for helping me. Pause. Now choose. Would you say, "You're welcome," "no problem," or "anytime"? Each one changes how the listener feels about you. That's how subtle and powerful communication is. Lafartark 10. American expressions you can use instead. Here are 25 natural ways Americans respond to thank you. Use them in your daily life and you'll sound instantly more fluent. 1. No problem. 2. No worries. 3. Anytime. 4. Sure thing. 5. Of course. 6. Happy to help. 7. My pleasure. 8. Don't mention it. 9. Glad to help. 10. It was nothing. 11. You got it. 12. For sure. 13. Absolutely. 14. All good. 15. No biggie. 16. No sweat. 17. It's all good. 18. Not at all. 19. You bet. 20. That's okay. 21. Always. 22. You know it. 23. That's what friends are for. 24. I got your back. 25. Anything for you. Each one can fit a specific emotional situation, from friendship to professional life. Nakurthad 11. Practice dialogues, U.S. style. Let's imagine a few realistic American conversations so you can feel the flow. Scenario 1. At Starbucks, Seattle. Customer. Thanks for the refill. Barista. No worries. Enjoy your coffee. Scenario 2. In the office, Boston. Coworker. Hey, thanks for covering my meeting. You. Anytime. You do the same for me. Scenario 3. Helping a stranger, Miami. Stranger. Thanks for holding the door. You. Of course. Scenario 4. Family dinner, San Diego. Mom. Thanks for setting the table. You. Anything for you, Mom. Scenario 5. Romantic tone, New York. Girlfriend. Thanks for the surprise gift. Boyfriend. My pleasure. Seeing you smile is worth it. Now you see how your welcome is just one of many options, and most of the time, not the best one. 12. Emotional connection through language. Here's something powerful. When you reply in a way that matches the emotional level of the person who thanked you, you build connection. Language isn't just grammar. It's empathy. It's how you show that you understand and care. If someone says, thank you, with deep emotion, replying with, no problem might sound too cold. But my pleasure or I'm glad I could help fits perfectly. So always, listen to their tone first. Then choose your response. Chakper 13. Final summary. Let's sum up what we learned today. Your welcome is correct, but not always natural. Americans often use more casual, friendly replies. Your tone and relationship level decide the best response. Alternatives like no problem, anytime, of course, my pleasure make you sound fluent and warm. Practice by imagining real-life conversations. The key takeaway? English isn't about sounding perfect. It's about sounding real. Teater 14. Practice challenge for you. Now here's your challenge. Next time someone says, thank you, Kak, to you, don't say, you're welcome. Try one of the phrases we learned today. Notice how people react. You'll sound more natural, friendly, and confident instantly. Narafkar 15. Closing message. So, my dear friends, remember, language is connection. When you reply to thank you, you're not just responding. You're building a relationship, showing warmth, and expressing who you are. So next time someone says, thank you, smile and say, no problem. Anytime. My pleasure. Or maybe even anything for you. And trust me, that simple change will make your English sound alive. If you enjoyed this explanation and learned something new today, let me know in the comments. Which phrase do you use most often? And which new one are you going to try first? Your comment might inspire someone else learning English just like you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay confident and keep learning, because every word you speak is a step toward your best self. See you in the next one.